Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about 10 things that everyone needs to know in Grand Theft Auto Online, including some tips and tricks, secret details, hidden features, and a whole lot more. So let's not waste any more time, and let's jump straight into it. The first tip today is actually how you can save money by avoiding paying insurance fees on your own plane. So a lot of people ask me, Mr. Boss, is it better to be a CEO or an MC? And they have their pros and their cons for both, but one pretty cool thing about the MC is the ability to instantly spawn and instantly make a vehicle disappear. Well, you can use this feature while bailing out of planes. So sometimes there may not be a runway, or it might be quicker to just eject from your plane or your jet or your helicopter, which of course would send it crashing to the ground. Now, when it does that, it's going to blow up, meaning it would have to be called back via the Moore's Mutual, which is annoying in and of itself, and it would also cost you $1,000. Now, that's not bad one time, but added up over 10 or 20 or 30 times, that can start getting kind of pricey. So what you can do is, as soon as you bail out of your, aircraft, pull up the interaction menu, go to the motorcycle club, and then either request a bike or return your personal vehicle to storage. And what will happen is instantly in midair, your vehicle will vanish and it will be returned safely to your hangar, where number one, you won't have to worry about it being destroyed or call Moore's Mutual. And number two, you won't have to pay the insurance fee. So if you do like to bail out of planes a lot, maybe you should choose the MC over the CEO. And this is a great way in which you can, like I said, save yourself money, time, effort, and your planes will be safe, which is awesome. All right, tip number two, this is something I actually thought was pretty cool. You can have multiple different types of the same vehicle inside of the hangar. So there's no limit on how many things you can have. Like, for example, if you wanted to have 8 Hydras, you could have 8 Hydras. If you wanted to have 5 Buzzards, you can have 5 Buzzards. So as soon as you bring a Pegasus vehicle in, it'll become a hangar vehicle. But then if you just want it again, all you have to do is recall the Pegasus vehicle and then bring it into the hangar. And this is pretty convenient. So you can have multiple different types. Some people might assume that you can only have one. I'm not sure why. Maybe a weird restriction that Rockstar would put on some of these vehicles. But you can have multiple different types of the same aircraft inside the hangar, which is awesome. Now, speaking of that, that kind of ties into the third thing I want to discuss today, which is the sort of active camo. I have seen people talking about this on Reddit, how if you paint your aircraft's chrome, that you'll nearly blend in with the sky. And there is some truth to this, but it's not 100% correct. So when you paint your aircraft chrome, which you can do on most vehicles, when you're in the sky, the plane is going to reflect, obviously, the clouds in the sky. So it'll look like you blend in. Now, this is true for other aircrafts and people that are in the sky. However, probably your biggest threat if you're in a jet or a Hydra is going to be someone on the ground. And what they're going to see is a reflection of the ground, which means you're not going to blend in at all. So instead of using a color like chrome, what you should do is take advantage of the second tip we talked about and have 2 different Hydras if that's indeed like your fighting vehicle. You want to have one for daytime flying and then one for nighttime flying. So nighttime flying, you either want to do like a dark midnight blue or midnight purple, or just like a matte black. For daytime, you want to do like a kind of a deep, brighter blue, something that will allow you to blend in with the sky. Now, this is obviously going to vary. Like in my game right now, it's raining, so none of my vehicles really blend in. But if you're hunting at night, use the night Hydra. If you're hunting during the daytime, use the daytime Hydra. So don't use chrome, though. Although it's great in the sky, people on the ground are literally just going to see floating buildings and stuff like that, and they're going to shoot at you. So that really doesn't work all that well. Okay, kind of speaking on the amount of vehicles we can store, the total amount of vehicles you can store in the hangar is 20. So I don't know if it tells you anywhere in game. I don't think it does, but 20 is the exact amount of vehicles you can have. Now, it doesn't matter if they're all small, they're all medium, or they're all large. You can store 20 total, with some of them obviously having to be put in storage. The more small vehicles you have, the more you can have out on the floor. The more large vehicles you have, the fewer you can have out on the floor, but the grand total is 20. Now, I'm not sure like how many large you can have out, how many medium, how many small. Again, that all depends on where you place them and the amount of other types you have out there, but it never really says. So 20 is the exact amount in which you can put inside of your hangar. All right, staying inside the hangar, something you want to be aware about is the Swift Deluxe and the Luxor Deluxe. Now, number one, you shouldn't buy these vehicles. However, if you bought the air hangar and you said, it will be awesome if I could repaint the Swift Deluxe or the Luxor Deluxe, well, don't. You can't do anything with the Swift or the Luxor Deluxe. The only thing you can do is remove them. So, although it would be cool to have like a silver Luxor Deluxe or a, bright red Luxor Deluxe or something like that, don't, because because you can't upgrade them at all. So number one, don't waste your millions of dollars. But number two, don't waste your millions of dollars if you think you're going to be able to upgrade them, because you cannot. Now, one vehicle you can upgrade that's actually pretty cool is the Bezra. So there's one thing you need to know about this. We've talked about other unique vehicles like the Dodo that can have its liveries changed. Well, you can bring the Bezra inside the hangar and you can actually change its color. However, you can only change the primary color. Now, when you spawn in a Bezra via Pegasus, it's going to come with a random color like yellow, red, green, or white on the nose and on the wings. So if you're looking for a specific color, just keep recalling it in, as you can't actually change that inside the hangar. You can only change the body of it. Now, there have been reports of this vehicle and the Jet Sam Cargo Bob having their colors reverted once they're inside the hangar. So be careful about that. There does seem like there's some bugs and glitches going on with the, I guess, vehicles that you can add into the hangars. And those two, the Bezra and the Jet Sam Cargo Bob, are having their colors and their patterns, you know, basically reset, which is not all that good, especially if you spend money on it to bring it in the hangar, and especially if you spend money on it to customize it the way you want. So just keep that in mind, but that is a cool feature regardless of the Bezra. All right, the next thing I'm going to be showing you guys how to do is how to get a solo public lobby. So this can be great, and it works on all three platforms: Xbox, PC, PS4, and this is great if you want to sell cargo or do whatever the case is. So what you want to do is start up a contact mission. The first one on the list for me was a Titan of a job. So what you want to do is just play that. Make sure you're the only one who is playing that. And then as soon as you get in the game, what you can actually do is just leave or find a new session. It doesn't really matter. Now, once you've done that, you'll realize that that job is now on your recently played jobs. So what you want to do is start up a playlist. You want to create a playlist. You want to add that job from the recently played jobs and then save it to something you know, like Empty Solo or Solo Lobby or something like that. And then boom, you're good to go. Once you have it saved, what you want to do is play the playlist, and then as soon as you get into the mission, a Titan of a job, you just want to kill yourself twice or however many lives you have. Now, once you do this, you're going to get to a screen that tells you if you like the job or dislike the job. You can do whatever you want. You want to make sure you hit continue, not restart, and once you do that, it should actually place you into a solo public lobby. Now, I tried this about 4 or 5 times, and it worked about 80% of the time, which is really great. And even the time it didn't work, it spawned me in with 2 other guys that were just like doing their own thing. So it wasn't like a lobby of griefers or trolls or anything like that. So it was extremely convenient. So utilize this method. And what's great about it is you don't have to mess with any Wi-Fi settings or anything like that. And it works on all platforms, which is also pretty awesome. Now, something else you can do is actually get a pretty unique outfit, the one that's actually worn by our characters in the Motor Wars adversary mode. So this is pretty simple too. You just want to load up a Motor Wars game, and then as soon as you get into the game, you want to open up your interaction menu, go down to Style Illumination, and then flick that back and forth for about 30 seconds. Now, once you've done that, you want to parachute out of the cargo bob and then go to a safe area inside the zone where you know you can go AFK. What you want to do is just go AFK until the game kicks you out, load into the lobby, and then you'll have the outfit, which is pretty cool. It's like a jumpsuit with one of the new masks, and it actually looks pretty awesome. So you can get yourself a nice rare outfit, at least for the time being, before Rockstar probably removes it in a couple weeks or so. You know they don't like fun when it comes to outfits. Okay, moving on. One tip using the thermal vision is a lot of people are having trouble seeing. Well, when you're aiming, one tip that actually lets you know you're aiming at the right target is that the reticle will turn red. So don't actually fire at anything until you see it turning red. This, again, will only really work if you have the element of surprise. But at the end of the day, I have seen a lot of people complaining that it's almost impossible to see using thermal vision. Well, it's actually a pretty cool tip that if you just look for your reticle to be red, you know you're right on someone, and then you can proceed to fire and obviously get the kill. This next thing is pretty funny. If you actually go to an area with umbrellas or someplace like Devin Weston's house and you knock them over, the effect that happens when your character gets on them is pretty funny. It's like he's drunk, or it's like he's on a slip and slide or something like that. So if you stand on top of the umbrella, your character literally won't be able to maintain his balance and will slip and fall off, which can actually be a lot of fun. I was doing this by myself and it made me laugh, but if you get a couple friends or a couple crew members together, you can certainly have a ton of fun a little bit later. So that is awesome. It's really funny. Like I said, I would love to see a challenge where just a ton of people hop on this all at once and see if they just slosh and slide all over the place. So that's pretty funny. And last but not least, the reason I'm including this at the end is because it's this week's time trial, which if you want an easy 50 grand, do this time trial. I mean, it's the easiest one of them all. It's Route 68, and it is just incredibly easy. So the par time is just a little over 1 minute and 19 seconds, or it might be at 1 minute 19. You just need a fast bike like the Hakatu Drag, and you literally just drive straight. So it takes literally no more than 2 minutes of your time, and you'll walk away with an easy 50 grand, which can be incredibly useful for buying maybe a sock or a hat or anything. But hey, money is money, and you might use it to buy something that could be pretty cool. You never know. But anyways, that's all the information that I'm going to be talking about for you guys in this video today. Hopefully you did enjoy 10 things that everyone should know in Grand Theft Auto Online, including some tips, tricks, secret features, and a whole lot more. Let me know if you have anything else to contribute to this video in either the comment section down below or on Twitter. Reach out to me and say, hey, Mr. Boss, this is pretty cool. I'd love to see this in a future video, and it just might. However, if you did go and enjoy this one, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.